Another beautiful morning here in Winnipeg. And I did not come back to the model table last night and put our second coat on. So I guess we're going to have to do that this morning. I'm just going to quickly do it off camera, probably very, very shortly, because I can't do too much else until the inside of that dries. We can't glue any little parts in there or whatever we're going to do. Now I want to make sure I do everything in the right order, because if I don't, I may find myself painted into a corner later. Anyway, Jason was recommending that these walkway rings here, very carefully pick one up. Okay, these walkway rings, that maybe if they were painted a different color, in other words, probably the other color would be something other than the black we're using. And so I'm thinking probably my darkest gray. Now, in all likelihood, in reality, on a real ship like this, these walkways that go on the inside here, well, anyway, you know how they go. In all likelihood, they would be just loaded with soot. They would probably be slippery. In fact, they would probably be dangerous to walk on. They'd be like that ladder that I'm thinking of going up and trying out today. And I don't know if I will, but I'm thinking about it. Now, maybe by this afternoon I'll be kind of tired, and that'll be a safety factor in that I won't be going up it because I'm too tired to go up it. Anyway, they would be just loaded with soot. They would likely be almost jet black in reality. But we're not building a real ship here. We're building a model, and we want the details to stand out a little bit. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Jason's advice and paint these maybe one of the darker grays, or the darkest gray I've got anyway. At least that's the plan for now. Well, let's get on here today. Here's something interesting. You'll notice that the temperature outside this morning is 24.2, and it really is. I've got the sending unit for that thermometer in the shade, so I know the sun isn't shining on it. It's on the shady side of the house. So that's what it is right now, on the shady side of the house. Now, one of the viewers, Jim Steen, actually, I was watching his, he's doing the HMS Victory. I remember 2 or 3 years ago I went on a walkthrough on that on YouTube, and I was really impressed with that kit. Before I bought the Bismarck, it was one of the kits I was thinking of maybe trying, and then I realized afterwards that in all likelihood it would have too much rigging for me. It's that kit has rigging galore. So Jim was mentioning, and he's got a one of those things on his model table, and he was mentioning where he is. I think he said something like, well, you'll see it here, it's around 30 degrees inside the house. So I jokingly replied back to him that here in Canada, 30 degrees would probably melt the plastic. Now, of course it wouldn't, and you'd get used to it, but I don't know. I guess I shouldn't be complaining about when it's 30 outside and he's got a 30 inside. Anyway, let's get on here. Okay, moments ago I just finished cleaning up my little paintbrush, and our paint is drying. I think once it dries flat it'll be okay. However, okay, now maybe I'll point with this safer. This walkway, my first thought is to be lazy and just paint it with a brush. And even though I can probably put it on thin enough that I'm not going to fill in the cracks, if you know what I mean. Like, you know what, I should have my macro lens on for this so that you can actually see it. It's very, very delicately made here. It looks like one solid piece from the way you're viewing it, but it actually is individual little slats going across there. First I was thinking it would be made of wood, but no, not on the inside of a chimney. Okay, now you can see these little, I don't know, I'm calling them slats, but they wouldn't be slats. Anyway, the person would walk around the inside of the, I called it a chimney, funnel, and it would be a place to stand in order to get the canvas over top of the hoops or whatever that we call a spider. And also this would be like a walkway. It's quite possible, in fact I'm almost sure, that there would have been a railing all the way along here so that you couldn't fall down on inside the chimney and end up in the boiler. Well, that wouldn't be funny, would it? Anyway, yeah, so what I'm thinking is, if I paint it with a brush, I'm going to fill all these in. And I'll be able to sort of swab them out a little bit, but the airbrush will do a really nice job. I won't lose the detail. Now, if I was to do it with the black, it would blend in with the inside of our chimney here. And so that's why I'm going to use the lighter gray, so it will stand out, even though it isn't, the way it would actually look if you were to fly over it with an aircraft and look down in the funnel. Anyway, let's just get on with it here. I think I'm going to have to set up my airbrush, and yeah, let's just do that. Now, I think I may have alluded to this before, and that is that when a person has little delicate pieces of photo etch like this rubbing together, is it maybe damaging the high frequency rubbing it together? I mean, from the ultrasonic cleaner, are we actually wearing them out? I don't know. Maybe it's not a good idea to have a whole bunch of stuff like this, I hope you know what I'm trying to say here. And also another thing, is it possible that the cavitation can't occur in between parts? The cavitation and implosion that goes on. I'm just sort of thinking out loud here. I don't know. And I don't know how I'd be able to test to find out. All right. Gonna have to be careful I don't bend something here. Now my plan is to not touch these with my fingers if I can. Where'd it go? There should be one more in there somewhere. There it is. Oops. Okay, now this one here was kind of tangled up. Okay, I think I got everything. Yeah, I'm panning for gold. You'd almost think I knew how to do that. Now I am not noticing any, I was going to say deterioration, or maybe I should say wear, from the parts rubbing together. Nor am I seeing any loss of detail. Like, you can't see it from way back where you are, but right here I was kind of wondering if we're going to lose detail right there. I got a feeling that this is going to be hidden anyway. I'm not sure. Guess we'll soon find out. Well, maybe not so soon. Maybe this is a good place just to remind everybody about the sunrise. Yeah, if you haven't voted yet and would like to, today is the last day. So in the comments below, 1 through 9, which one do you like the best? Remember, just one, please. Make it easy on me. Okay, trying to get myself set up here. And I'm thinking of maybe trying to use the Stynylrez Gray on this because it sticks so well to metal. And now that we've discovered that isopropyl 99 really works well to dissolve the Stynylrez, I'm not too worried about plugging up my airbrush. But we gotta think here now, how am I going to fasten it down? Am I going to use the tape here? Like this I'd prepared a couple of weeks ago for something else, and I've still got it. I think it's still sticky enough. I don't know. I haven't made up my mind yet. And as you can see, the time is marching on here. And I know people right away are going to be saying, oh, there's Ron, looking for an excuse not to have to airbrush. Well, maybe there's a little bit of truth in that. I'm not sure. Anyway. Okay, let's do something else here. Now, just a moment here. Do I want to be spraying our spiders before I bend them into shape? If we do use the Stynylrez, there's less chance of the paint getting scraped off while we're bending them. But this, I was going to say roof rack, this spider, we'll call it, because that's what we called it ever since the Bismarck. Okay, it has to be each one of these things sticking out has to be sort of curved in sort of an arc. In other words, it isn't a straight bend like with the ones that we did on the Bismarck. They called for them to go straight from the center out. You just bent it straight down. It was kind of easy, but I noticed that according to the manual, these ones here, they're supposed to be kind of arc-shaped. Yeah, more decisions. Now, I just checked our manual again here just now, and thought I'd just show you what I was talking about. You can see that they're bent, but they're just very, very slightly bent. I got a feeling I'm going to mess this up. I think it's time for the comic relief, or as they used to say in the Monty Python show, and now for something completely different. You know, I think that a sloth would move faster than me. I kind of know how this is supposed to go, but this is my first time. In retrospect here, I realize that I should have used the time lapse just to prove that I really was moving. Oops. Isn't it supposed to go up, not down? Yepers, there's no question about it. That's a ladder, all right. Now, Ron, do you know what to do with it? You kind of look like you don't. Either that or you're kind of wishing you didn't do everything on camera. Those darn glasses? Well, I don't need 'em anyway. I know where the top of the ladder is. Okay, that's where I wanted to get to. I can reach it, but I don't think I'd better be doing this myself. And I can assure you, neither does anybody else. Now, I was thinking of maybe having the stopwatch running in the corner just to show how long it would take to put up the ladder, but you know, the stopwatch only goes up to 10 minutes. I would need a calendar. It's a good ladder. Too bad I didn't have it 40 years ago. Well, our ladder is back in the house. Now, I don't know, was that discouraging or maybe just enlightening? Or both? Anyway, gotta wind it up here. Thanks for watching. And all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow. Unless I fall off the ladder.